Hello, and welcome everybody to a new video. It's Ian here in the face, I guess. It's been a minute. I haven't been super active on YouTube in a while. Hey, Editor Ian here. Unfortunately, when I was recording this, there was some problem with my audio, so there's a few parts where you'll hear some background noise and some interference. I've tried to do my best to clean it up, but please bear with me, some of the audio not perfect, so sorry. And eagle-eyed among you may notice that my background is a little bit different than it used to be. And I suppose the big news is I moved house. And that's the reason why I haven't been super active recently. What is cool about that, though, is that myself and my partner, we bought this house. And this is our first ever home. So, we're super happy. But it was a lot of work to get here. And that's the reason why I haven't been so active on YouTube, is just I haven't had any time, and I didn't want to start any big projects while I was in the old house and then have to move stuff and pause things as I was working on them. So kind of haven't been working on a ton of projects recently. But we're here, we're in the new house, we're really happy, and there's a lot of work to do. So I'm doing a lot of kind of household DIY projects and things like that. And today I want to share one of them with you. So we're here in the office. I have it mostly together, enough for me to do my day job, but not quite enough for me to work on my projects. So that's today's thing. We're going to work a little bit on my desk and my kind of clean workbench area. So we're going to do a little bit of that today. Also going to show you the other really cool thing that this house came with. Super excited for it. This is going to be a really big long-term... Yes, Kat? You okay? Every time. Anyway, it's going to be a big long-term project. It is the workshop. You guys are going to love it. I'm super excited for it. It's an absolute mess at the moment, but it has so much potential, and we're going to do so much with it. Anyway, let's get to it. Let's look at the desk. Let's do that, and then I'm going to show you guys the workshop. Alright, so this is my desk setup. It is same as it was in the old place. Yeah, you guys might remember seeing this. But same as it usually was, but the only difference is I'm missing this whole area. So I used to have a table across here that actually belonged to my landlord. So when we moved, we left it behind. It turns out this room is also slightly smaller than my old office was. So this gap wouldn't be wide enough to fit a full-size table there. So yeah, I gotta basically fill this gap and make some sort of workbench area that will go on here. As it happens, I have some spare worktop, which is what this is. This is an old IKEA worktop. I have some spare of that, which I'm going to use as part of it. It's actually an offcut that I found in the shed from the kitchen that's in this house when it was originally fitted. They left a piece of it behind. So I'm going to use that. I'm going to put it in here, and then we're going to move some legs around, and we're going to do a few bits. We're going to have to cut some plywood, and then the old cutting mat will hide our crimes. And hopefully by the end of today, we're going to have an extra leg off the workbench. So yeah, that's what we're doing. Let's go out to the shed. I'll show you guys the shed. And we'll do some work. That's what we're doing. Editor Ian here again. Unfortunately, the audio for this clip was unrecoverable. So I can give you a little bit of context here. This is the shed from the outside. And as you can see, it's absolutely massive. It's 105 square meters at the back of the house and situated in some of the most stunning countryside that I have ever seen, which I feel really honored and privileged that this is where I get to live now. And yeah, it's just incredible. And the most important thing to me is I just genuinely can't believe that this is mine. I own this. This is mine forever.
So yeah, really, really pleased. And I even give you a little bit of an Ian for scale here, which I guess shows you how proud I am of this space, which, yeah, it's really incredible. I feel so honored and privileged to have this as my new workshop.
All right, let's go inside and have a look into the cave. All right, we're in. I told you it was a big mess. The entire contents of my old workshop just strewn across the floor. Some garden furniture stored, and a big old wood pile that was left behind by the previous owners. I've been slowly working my way through it. We have a stove in the house, so I'm able to use up a lot of this in the fire, which is handy. And yeah, this is it. This is the whole workshop. And it's just huge. Previous owners also left that behind, along with some beer kegs. And these, which I actually love, these like greengrocer or fish boxes, which are going to come, there's a ton of them there. They're going to come super handy for storage boxes for everything. And yeah, a few other random bits and pieces left behind, some concrete slabs. But look at this place. Needs a lot of work. It's filthy, obviously. It was just filled with stuff. They mostly used it for storage, the old owners. A lot of holes in the walls here. You can see little sunlight spots coming through on the concrete. Shouldn't be a problem. Should be able to plug them up, and it'll be fine. And they were for siding that was on this before. Roof is in good condition. It's all waterproof. There's been some really, really heavy rain here recently, and there's been absolutely not a drop in here, which is fantastic. So that's really good. Some problems we do have this side of the shed. The sheet metal that's been made up this wall isn't in good condition. There's kind of a ditch and hedging right behind this wall, and it's like the kind of trees and stuff have been allowed to grow up against the wall. There's a lot of rust, so I need to get access to the side of the shed, cut back all the overgrowth that's come up on the side of the shed, and inspect the metal to see how much of it I need to replace. Up at the front there, there's definitely at least one full panel that needs to be replaced, possibly two. But yeah, I need to get around to inspecting the rest of it. There is rust you can see. Depends on how much of it I can determine is superficial and how much of it I need to replace. But yeah, this is this is the workshop of my dreams, or what will be the workshop of my dreams. A lot of work to do. So that is it for the little tour for now. There will be constant updates as I go through this. It'll take me years to get a functioning workshop in here, as I want it to be. I'm going to do loads. I'm going to make it my absolute dream workshop. First project I'm probably going to do is I need to build some workbenches. So I haven't done that just yet, but I definitely will need to do that. As for today's little project, here is the piece of countertop that I found. Sorry, let you guys drop. It's filthy. Need to do some cleaning on it. So I'm going to clean it and then bring it in, measure it up, cut it up. I'll find a saw somewhere in all this mess, and we'll get our workbench inside all together. So yeah, that's next. Gonna clean this up, do some measuring, do some cutting, and then we'll be away.
Once I had the piece cleaned up, it was pretty straightforward. Just had to bring it back into the office and then somewhat awkwardly hold it up and mark out where it was going to go. I knew it wasn't going to fit the whole way across, so I'm going to have to plug that gap with like a piece of plywood or something like that. But that's okay. That's not really a major issue here.
So that's the notch I need to cut. Now I'm debating, do I notch this or do I notch a corner off this? I'm not sure what to do. Gotta make a decision on that. either way, once I have a notch cut into it, then I will just put it together with a little tie plate. Strong enough to hold them together. I've got to rearrange the legs to try and support the whole thing. So let's figure that out.
Then just one small little notch later and we're done, basically.
Alright, this whole thing has been fighting me so much. This is what I got. It's super janky. We have this piece of offcut of countertop. We have the original workbench. We've got a little notch cut out, and we got a little piece of plywood. Oh, it's terrible. The worst part, which I didn't realize, see if I can zoom in a bit here, is that these two worktops are different thicknesses, which I guess I could have measured it and found that out, but I didn't realize until I went to fit it up after I cut the notch out. Assume they were a standard. Apparently they're not a standard, so yeah, that's kind of, I'm a bit annoyed about that. It's kind of how I pictured it would turn out, but it's super jank. Thankfully, I've got this lovely large cutting mat, which can just go whoop there to hide all the crimes. At least it'll be functional anyway. I don't mind too much about the different wood tones. This isn't a permanent thing. I literally just wanted to try get something together out of the materials I had. And this is what we got. Okay, so I'm going to screw this piece of plywood down. I've got some battens on either side of the countertops. So I'm going to screw this down, reassemble my desk, and then that'll be it. God, I can't believe I've made something so jank. But anyway, this is what it is. Let's go. Alrighty then, there we go. Got our monitors back on, and the desk is in place. Look at that. You barely even notice the horrible abomination that's going on under here. But we don't talk about that part. We just talk about how it looks. Now, remains to be seen if I need another leg here. We'll see. I probably will. But it's not going to be super heavy put on this. And that kind of little torsion box type thing with the plywood screwed in there is actually providing an incredible amount of rigidity to this thing. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. If it's just a surface that I can work on and put light stuff on, maybe that'll be perfect. So I gotta back up the rest of my office, put all my stuff back, everything that I just dumped here. So put all that back, and then yeah, we're pretty much done. So awesome. It was a good day's work. All right, we're gonna leave it here for this. Thank you guys for joining me on this little odyssey today, and I hope you like what I did with the office. Hope you're as excited as I am for the new workshop, and yeah, I'll leave you with some closing beauty shots of the whole desk and workspace back together again. Anyway, as always, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you in the next one.